Welcome back to Troopy in Africa. Today I'm going to do a little rig walk around. I'm all alone, so bear with me in terms of what it's going to look like. I'm going to be holding cameras, moving around, just generally trying to give you a good look at what my very basic Troopy setup looks like. We haven't done a hell of a lot. As you can see, it's looking pretty standard from the front here. We'll start in the front, work our way to the back like everyone else, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. So first up, the engine bay. There's only two mods in here. One is a dual battery system with a Victron intelligent connector over there, the Cyrex CT. And then the second is a diesel filter. You'll notice the hoses running around the top of the engine bay there. We assisted Terrain Tamer South Africa with creation of this bracket to fit the diesel filter into a 1HZ with ABS brakes. So those are the only two. Diesel filter over there, dual battery 105 amp over there. Moving on to the underbody protection. The only bit of underbody protection we've got, which we fitted, was the Gobi X bash plate for the Landcruiser on the front end of the vehicle here. And here you have our General Grabber X3 tires with A-line steel rims. So that's pretty much it for the front of the Troopy. In the future we'd like to get a bull bar. I've looked at the ARB, that's pretty cool. Another nice one that we get here in South Africa is the Wild Dog. I just went away with a mate of mine to Lesotho. He's got it. It looks pretty awesome, so I might look at that. But before we do any of that, we're going to need to do a suspension upgrade. The Troopy as it stands is still on the stock standard suspension, and with the added weight of the roof conversion and things like that, I don't really want to move out of my GVM specs. I'd like to keep it within that. If we end up going for the Terrain Tamer Parabolics, we then hopefully save some weight there, which then can be transferred to the acquisition of a bull bar and a much meaner looking Troopy. So the wind is picking up a little bit, and I hope the sound quality doesn't get affected. Most of you will be familiar with the roof conversion that we've got here, the Alucab Hercules. We did a little video on it in our previous episode, so if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Having spent 12 odd years overlanding in a Fortuner and now in the Troopy, I can definitely say that the Hercules conversion is just an absolute game changer from a standard rooftop tent. Being able to climb out into the cab is just an absolute winner. We also have the 270 Shadow On, which is brilliant to keep away the rain and the sun. We actually added the additional legs to it because we were very generously gifted the tent conversion for the awning by friends of ours, Will and Tara from That Green Troopy. So yeah, that works well. On the other side, we've got the new shower cube from Alucab with the roof over it. That's really cool. So on the side here, we've got the Quick Pitch Max Trax table. Most of you will be familiar with it. There's not many mods I've done to the Troopy that my wife has raved about. This is one of them. We recently added it just before our Lesotho trip, and it was such a handy tool to have. So easy to clean. Love the way the edges are all formed so that you wash down any moisture, just flows over the edges, doesn't get into the Maxtrax itself. So yeah, I think all of you who have these will vouch for me by saying this is absolute winner. So the other winner is that it comes with a lockable latch. We can lock this when we're traveling, and it's as simple as that. Simply pull that out, pop them out, and there you've got your tracks. What was that? All of 10 seconds. Now I'm going to lock it. Fun. I forgot doing my walk around to add this little bit. The tire bag, which is brilliant, from Escape Gear. I keep the Bry grid, barbecue grid if you want to call it, and the Indeflate for deflating the tires. Really handy, very quick. Just hang that guy onto there and off you go. Also on the back here we've got the front runner step, which helps us get up to the load bars on the roof. Show those in a minute. We also have these load bars which carry our little box of goodies on the roof. So this is our roof box, which we keep on top, called Anthony. Now time to show you a little bit of the inside. On the doors we have cup holders by Big Country, which are big enough to hold a cycling bottle, and along with that they're armrests which just hook in there. Not the most comfortable, I'll be honest. So in the center here we've got the 1nav radio with CD player, because we're old folks, we've got CDs. Along with the 1nav we have these JBL speakers, 4 of them, 2 in the front, 2 at the back, and then we have tweeters fitted into the space where the existing speakers were. Then up here we've got the Garmin Nuvi with tracks for Africa to find our way along dirt roads. Then next to the Garmin is the Snowmaster fridge monitor. We can monitor the fridge temperatures from the front cab. Below my mirror I have a RAM mount which helps to hold the camera. Right, moving down to the center console, we've got a Big Country setup which has a tray to hold your cell phone, then a cup holder, and then an armrest with various storage in it, which we have customized at the back with a cool drink bottle holder and a USB. So looking at the armrest console, you just simply flip it up like that, it folds down, you get additional cup holders there, some place for your snacks and samis while you're driving, and then a massive storage compartment there for whatever you want. And then in the bottom is your valuable documents which can be locked away, passports, anything else that you feel needs to be locked away. Yeah. We've also kept our rear seats so that our daughters can still go on holiday with us, and they are covered with Escape Gear along with the front seats. Up on the parcel shelf for communication we have the Icon VHF radio connected to a Zara 130 antenna. And because we are travelers with Irish heritage, we have our trusty St. Christopher's hanging over there and one on the visor over there to keep us all nice and protected. And now to the rear of the Troopy, probably the section you've all been waiting for. What did we do to the back of the Troopy? Let me just prefix this with, we're a family of 4. I've got 2 girls. I'd like them still to be able to travel with us for the foreseeable future. So we've put together a very basic build, built in the back of my garage, made out of timber, a couple of draw runners, but honestly, a couple of screws, rivets. We used a product called Connected to connect aluminium tubing, but that's pretty much it. It only goes from the back of the Troopy here to the back seat. It does have the facility to create a full bed in the bottom section here. I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, let's take you through it. I think it's easier if I just take the camera and talk to it as we go through. So let's get into it. After much measuring, this is the solution I came up with. 2 ammo boxes on the left hand side under a flap with recovery gear under that, and on the right hand side a kitchen drawer with the fridge and additional storage at the back. As you can see, the intention is that we keep the back seats in and that these can then fold down and form a bed. All the electrics was then conveniently located at the back of the drawer system to allow access. And here we have a better idea of how the bed works and how the electrical box sits in relation to everything, along with the Snowmaster on the right. So let's get into the back. Right, starting on the left here, we have a little shelf at the back, which as you can see has got some bog roll, the Snowmaster bottle opener, some terrain tamer diesel cleaning oil. On the side of this box we've got some hooks that hold down various things that we generally put our chairs and the gas bottle in the back here. In over here we have all our recovery gear and snatch straps, jumper cables if we need it, etc. Then in this little nook we've got our tools. There's a little tool belt, drill, axe, that sort of thing. We've got some cushions on the top there that are part of the bed, so this guy comes into the gap here. I'll show you in a minute. Then for 2 of us we have ammo boxes. This was designed in such a way that we could fit an ammo box in here, and then once we are at accommodation we can then just put the lid on and take that in as our suitcase, but otherwise it's pretty cool, nice and neat and square. I think that's pretty much it. On this side we've still got curtains up in underneath there. We've got our LED strip that runs all the way along. You can see up there a little strap across the floor of the Hercules conversion, which is basically where we hang our towels to dry. But other than that, on this side, not much else to tell. And I have to give my mum Pat a shout out. She made our seat covers, cushions and the curtains for the 4 windows. Works to block out the light and give privacy to the bed in the back here, so that was pretty cool. Right, on the right, a little bit more to tell. Here we have our MPPT charger for the solar. We've got 240 watts on the roof. We've got a simple little 375 pure sine wave inverter, all by Victron. Some plugs over here connected to the inverter. We've got USBs, so, and a cigarette plug over there, and it's all connected through the Victron app. So basically what happened here is we built this section, so this has got about that much of depth, so all the wiring comes in from underneath the body. Only one wire comes in, and it all comes into this and is reticulated in here, and then this is just all you see on the outside of the cupboard. Another little shelf over here that just keeps our magnetic lights in place while they charge with the USB over there. And then we've also got another shelf over here with all our stubbies, mostly terrain tamer coolie stubbies. These things are bloody handy because, as you can see, I've got my little bug light and light charging inside there. I've got the 240 volt adapter for campsites. I've got my bug spray. There's cooking oil, wash up liquid. Yeah, it's actually quite a nice thing because, and then you see here the stubbies also double as a little place to put your batteries. I put my drone batteries into there to charge while we're driving off the 240 volts. Down on the corner here we keep a fire extinguisher and a bag with tow ropes and shower things, and then this is the big drawer that goes all the way back, and that is our kitchen utensils, cups, everything in there, and we generally carry some food in there. I just carried the bottle jack there for a little while, but yeah, that works nicely as a surface. Just covered it with vinyl flooring, which makes it nice and easy to clean and then stow away. So that just goes back into there. So that with the Maxtrax table, we don't even take a table with us. So to show you the fridge, very basic system, little lock latch there, folds in half like that, and then we can get into the Snowmaster 56 litre fridge over there. And it's dual fridge freezer, so we generally use the smaller one for the fridge. For the freezer, sorry. Generally use the smaller one for the freezer. You may have noticed these things over here on that side there. So these guys are used to attach brackets for the bed that goes across here. And then the same brackets that are used there and the same piece of wood that is used here gets fitted to this and basically extends a little desk out over there. I'll show you an earlier video footage that I did early last year before this thing was varnished. Then at the back over here, I'm gonna have to jump in and show you. We've got one drawer, just a simple strap that gets generally meds and things like that, and other food products. That's our cutlery drawer and other spanners that are there, and then underneath there's a gap over there which we put all food boxes to go away. At the end there is the piece of wood that fits in at the end of this when the seats fold down. So the seats fold down to create the bed over here, and then the additional mattress is there. So let's see if we can video that. Done. I'd just like to talk to the countertop. This space is invaluable to us. When we're in the Troopy, we put our toiletries, our water, whatever we're dealing with at night, we can leave out on the little counter. We also have our wash trough that hangs out over there. Then down on the side here, I forgot to say, there's a little pouch for the broom and the fairy lights and other goods. There's some plastic bags that we can throw things away in. But yeah, this counter is invaluable. Love it. So in case you haven't seen up in a Hercules conversion, this is pretty much it. We did do a video on the comparison between this and the opposition. I quite like my Hercules. It's a bit longer, a bit wider, and in my opinion the build quality is just a little bit more sexy. So that's our Troopy. Very simple, serves the purpose, keeps us happy. And so if you've enjoyed the video, give us a follow, subscribe. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to comment, please comment in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. Next one will probably be my solo trip to follow the Pecoraro River from the sea to its source. And thereafter we're going to look at Namibia. We did Namibia in the middle of last year, and then we did Lesotho. So there's a couple of good videos coming up, so subscribe and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.